Lex Reads. So in today's video, we are going to talk about short stories. Now, at one point in my reading journey, short stories just did not lift my ham. I'm gonna be honest. And the reason why is I kept on comparing it to a novel. And when I realized that, girl, it's not a novel, it's a short story. Because I had the expectation of wanting more. And sometimes with short stories, you may get, a complete, story where you get closure. And then sometimes you don't get that at all. Again, when I stopped comparing the novels to the short stories, it did make it better. And I have 5 that I want to share with you guys. So before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, so again, like I said, I have 5. And the first one I'm going to talk about, you guys know if you have been on my channel, I talk about this author all the time because first of all, she's not just well known. I believe that she needs to get her praise and recognition. And I always say, if you want to start reading short stories, if you want to start reading Black short stories, if you want to start reading Black women short stories, you need to pick up this author. And it is J. California Cooper. J. California Cooper was just a GOAT. And if it wasn't for Alice Walker, we would not know J. California Cooper because she's the one that put her on her map. She was at first she was in the beginning writing plays, and Alice Walker came to one of her plays. And she was so impressed, and she told her, if you turn one of your plays into a short story, I will publish you. And that's what she did. Her first collection was called A Piece of Mind. And if you like folk tales, if you like kind of like Zora Neale Hurston's type of writing, you will probably like J. California Cooper because she does get you in that mindset. I always say her stories are like revenge stories, kind of like I Told You So, and I absolutely love it. Also, she writes like she's from the South, and she's not. I have done a read a book in one day, I'll put it down below, of this collection, and I just had a ball because the stuff that she talks about in this book is just it's fascinating. It honestly is. And then I also want to mention probably my favorite short story collection of hers is Homemade Love. I didn't even know that I was aware of J. California Cooper because there is a movie called Funny Valentine, and I just thought that was, I didn't know that was a short story, that turned into a film. And BET used to always play it, and it's starring Alfre Witter and Loretta Devine. It is amazing, you guys. But that was a short story, and I remember when I first read that, I was like, oh my goodness, I have known about her all these years and didn't even realize it. But that story is amazing. Deary B and Joyce May, girl, you're not gonna forget Deary B. You are not. They're cousins. They're from the South, and Deary B, she is not touched. She is mentally incapable, and she's been like that since she was a child. But well, in the story, she's just like that. Nothing really goes on. That's horrible. In the movie, yeah, something goes on. But I have to say, I did appreciate the way that they did the movie. Short story, it's cute. It's only like 5 pages, if that. And obviously the movie is an hour and some change, but I do like the twist that they put for Deary B. It made sense. But yeah, it's just this is such a good collection. But J. California Cooper, if you guys haven't read her, please read her. Also too, she just doesn't do short stories. She's known for her short stories, but she does do full-length novels. But the short stories are what put her on the map. Next is an African author that is one of my favorites, and I'm currently reading her new release book, and it is Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, and this is The Thing Around Your Neck. Now, I actually, when I first got into African literature, she was the one that I picked up, and then this was the collection that I picked up. I do think, though, when you're just starting out reading or getting back into reading, I personally wouldn't do short stories. Sometimes people will say, well, yeah, kind of get your foot in the door. It's short and sweet. But yeah, I don't think you should do short stories. I think you need at least a full-length novel to kind of work that muscle and then get a short story. Everything that Chimamanda writes is just amazing to me. 12 short stories. And if you like her writing, if you like Half of the Yellow Sun, if you like Americana, you probably are going to like Thing Around Your Neck. I would say the one that really got me, that was really interesting, on Monday last week, because it's dealing with like a married couple. The woman is an artist. They have a son, and the young lady, she ends up babysitting the son. And the mom is real eccentric. She does stuff that's kind of like, yeah, it's a story that's kind of like, it makes you kind of think. And also, I learned the phrase half caste. That's what they call biracial, people. But yeah, that story was, you kind of tilt your head like, Next is Going to Meet the Man by James Baldwin. Now, y'all already know this good because James Baldwin can write, right? And I really enjoyed this short story collection, because first of all, I think the title story is probably my favorite, because it was the first time that I had read James Baldwin's POV that was a woman. Because I think I read this first, and then I read if Bill Street Can Talk, because who narrates that whole story is the young lady, I forgot her name, but yeah, y'all know her. You guys know a lot of times when he writes, his POVs are men. So it was so interesting to see how he wrote a woman, which I do like the way, he wrote us. And then this collection also has Sunny Blues. That's another one that, he is known for. If you are into classic literature and you have not read Going to Meet the Man, I would highly recommend you guys read this. I mean, it's James Baldwin. Like I said, you already know it's going to be fire. His writing, we know that he really does encapsulate, the Black experience in America, the injustice, how to just go in this world, lift your head up high, being a Black individual, whether it's a man or a woman. Next is Langston Hughes. This is The Ways of White Folks. And first of all, this title just gets me. It's so bold, okay? I always say that I really do enjoy James Baldwin short stories. He is known for his poetry, and he only had one full-length novel, Not Without Laughter. But I did not know when I first started getting into the Harlem Renaissance that he had a lot of short stories. And y'all, his short stories are fantastic. Oh my gosh, you guys. And I was so geeked when I was able to get this, because a lot of times when I was reading his short stories, they were only like in anthologies, and I really wanted a collection. And when I saw this, I had to snag it up. Okay. Father and Son, that was who. Mother and Child, love that one. Passing, that one was good and deep. Cora Unashamed. Now that one you got to get your mind right, okay? Because it is dealing with, I can't tell you because I was about to tell you Adichie. It's dealing with a subject matter that is, think of Roe v. Wade. Yeah. Again, Passing, that was good. We have a man that is passing, and he's writing letters to his mom like, I'm not going to be able to come home. I'm not going to see you. I have made a life that is different from yours, and in order for me not to be found out, I'm just telling you, we're not going to see each other ever again, but I want to write you and tell you why. And yeah, it was deep. He's another one that will make you think. I would say out of all these short story collections that I have mentioned, this is probably number one, and second probably is J. California Cooper. And then lastly is Edwidge Danticat. She is a Haitian writer, and her, y'all, beyond fantastic. I have read all of her fictional novels. She was one of my 3 author projects I used to do, where I would read 3 authors' whole fictional catalog. And y'all, her writing is fantastic. I have 2 of her short story collections that I really do love. A lot of people talk about Crit Crat. Amazing. What's the story that just gets me? Carolina's Wedding. I really love that one. And was it Night Women? That one was a good one. And then Children of the Sea, that actually that's a short story, but she ended up writing like a full-length novel of it. But yeah, those two Carolinas, Wedding and Night Women, is amazing. And then her like latest short story collection, or relatively new short story collection, Everything Inside. It actually was a Reese book club pick. Sunrise Sunset, where you have a mother that is, it's a mother and daughter relationship, and the daughter, she's married, she's about to have her first child, but she is not just wild about her pregnancy. It looks like after she has her baby, you can kind of tell that she's dealing with postpartum depression. But her mother, she's also taking care of her mother, and her mother has dementia. And it was a scene where she thought that the baby was a baby doll. Girl, when I was reading this, scared me half to death. My heart was just doing like this, and I'm like, oh Lord Jesus, because y'all know I always say, when it, I can't take kids getting hurt and babies, but whew, it will make your heart do like that. And I read this back in 2019, and I still think about and I still think about that story. Her writings will do that to you. She is an amazing storyteller. Danticat is, she's a goat because she does nonfiction, she does short stories, she does fiction, she does children's books, she does YA. The fact that she can do all those genres and they're all like A1, you already know she bad. So yeah, guys, that is it when it comes to short stories. Again, my love for short stories, it came later because I just had to put in my mind, not a novel, not a novel, not a novel. But when you can get a good short story collection, oh my goodness, it is just, it can be such a gem, okay? But yeah, guys, that's all I have for you, and I'll be back with more Black Books. Bye.